Hi guys. I'm just getting ready to pull the presser up for Nassau County. We have an identity for Peaches and her baby. They were both found in Gilgo Beach. 1 second. Alright. Doing audio only. Good morning.
My name is Detective Lieutenant Scott Spernicki from the Public Information Office. We are here today to discuss updates on a 1997 homicide case. We have some of our friends in law enforcement here today to speak with you. You'll hear from the Police Commissioner, Patrick Ryder, the Nassau County District Attorney, Ann Donnelly. From the FBI, we have the Assistant Director in charge of the New York Field Office, Chris Rea.
No, it's
as well
Peaches.
as the Special Agent in charge of the New York Criminal Division, Leslie Bakshies. To provide some details about the investigation, you'll hear from the Commanding Officer of the Homicide Squad, Detective Captain Stephen Fitzpatrick. Commissioner?
So good morning, everybody. I'm going to be really brief. First of all, I have to thank our partners, the District Attorney, who's done a great job, Suffolk County, who's worked with us, the FBI, who's done great.
She was identified as just Peaches based on her tattoo. Her and her baby were found in Gilgo Beach.
Everybody is up to date on where we are, and you will get the information that we have here. My one announcement here today is the information leading to an arrest and hopefully a conviction of the person that did these horrendous acts. We are offering a $25,000 Crime Stoppers Award. So please, anybody with information, after you hear it from Detective Captain Fitz, please give us any information you have. There's a $25,000 Crime Stoppers Reward. I'm now going to turn it over to the District Attorney.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you also to the FBI, who has helped us so much in this investigation, the Suffolk County Police Department. Today is a bittersweet day. Today, after decades, we are finally going to be able to tell you the identities of two victims back from 1997.
Thank you,
The mother's name was Tanya. The baby's name was Tatiana. You'll get more detailed information on their identities from Captain Fitzpatrick. The reality is, our work has just begun. Knowing the identities of the mom and the little baby.
1 second, guys.
Knowing the identities of the mom and the little baby.
1 second, guys. Okay, let me pin their names right there.
Is just a first step to help us get to solving these murders. Having their identities helps us now say to the public, please, if you knew Tanya, if you worked with her, if you met her at the grocery store, you had an interaction with her, please contact us and let us know. Every little thing we can find out about her leading up to her death will help us to solve this horrific, horrific crime. We stand here together, as the Commissioner said. If it wasn't for our partners, we would never have gotten to this moment. We want to find out more about who they are and where they were and where they were coming from. My office is ready. My cold case unit and homicide prosecutors have worked alongside the Nassau County Police Department, the Suffolk Police Department, the FBI, to get us to this day. For the past few years, my prosecutors have helped piece together unsolved homicides and identify perpetrators. That work included prosecuting a known serial killer we connected with a more than 50-year-old homicide in one of the oldest DNA cases in the county. Solving aging cases like these are extraordinarily challenging, especially as evidence and people's memories fade in time. But we will never give up. We will never give up. Not on an unsolved homicide, not on Tanya and Tatiana. We will follow every lead, we will pull at every thread until we can get justice for this mother and this child.
Yep.
Tremendous work has been done already to get us to this point. I look forward to continuing this partnership and determining what happened to Tanya and Tatiana. Thank you.
All right, good morning. I'm Christopher Rea, the Assistant Director in charge of the New York Field Office.
Thank you.
I first want to start by thanking the DA as well as the Police Commissioner in allowing us to be part of this press conference today, as well as being able to share our role as an assisting agency in this matter. It's an honor here to be in the presence with the Commissioner and the DA and the other law enforcement entities that work this case as we announce our joint role in working to identify Tanya and Tatiana. I hope today's announcement brings a sense of peace to their family and loved ones. I must first thank the persistent efforts of Nassau County Police Department. Their tireless work to ensure Tanya and Tatiana were not forgotten. And it's the reason we are all here today. This announcement highlights law enforcement partnerships at their finest. Investigators who were unwilling to yield and accept what may have seemed like a dead end, but instead sought new avenues to find answers. By inviting the FBI to help in this case, we were able to contribute new and innovative resources to the table in the form of our immensely skilled investigative genetic genealogy, or IGG team. You may have heard a lot about these teams recently in several cold cases across the country. The IGG team combines crime scene DNA with traditional genealogy research and historical records to generate leads to identify unknown DNA, which is what happened in this particular case. The meticulous work of our team, in partnership with the determined efforts of the detectives from the Nassau County Homicide Squad, ultimately helped confirm the identities of our victims in the case. I'd also like to thank the Suffolk County Police Department, both the Nassau and Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, the Nassau County Medical Examiner's Office, and the Suffolk County Crime Lab for their invaluable partnership and assistance in this investigation. This sharing of information and techniques demonstrates a crucial role of long-ship partnerships. Quite simply, this case would still be unknown victims had these partnerships not exist. Today, there is nothing we can't do. The FBI, as you've heard the director state many times, has a long memory, and we will always seek justice for victims, no matter how much time has passed. Thank you.
Go on.
I'd like to thank everybody for being here today to help us in this pursuit for justice. As you see up on the screens right now is the infamous tattoo of the peaches. Today we'd like to provide an update on these identities of the two homicide victims who have historically been referred to by the nicknames Peaches and Baby Duck. The first victim was an African-American female. She was located over 27 years ago. On June 28, 1997, her torso was found in the Hempstead Lake State Park, which is located within Lakeview, New York. This victim had the tattoo you see up on the screen on her chest. It's a heart-shaped peach with a bite out of it with a drop coming from it. Based on this tattoo, the victim has commonly been referred to as Peaches. The second victim was Baby Doe. Baby Doe was the second victim discovered just over 14 years ago. On April 11th, 2011, she was found near Ocean Parkway in Babylon, New York, and has been included with the Gilgo Beach murders. This victim was a toddler. She was believed to be 2 years old at the time. She's been referred again as Baby Doe. In 2015, the victims were linked. Through DNA analysis, Peaches was identified as the mother for baby Doe. Although we linked them together as mother and daughter, we still did not know their identities. In 2020, the FBI assisted us, and the DNA was turned over to their team. They began their investigative genetic genealogy studies, which would eventually lead to the identifications of these victims. Agents and detectives subsequently interviewed family members and obtained DNA samples to confirm the identities through our Nassau County Crime Lab. As a result of this technology, the interviews, the further DNA testing and analysis, we can now provide the names to both victims. Tanya is Tanya Denise Jackson. Tanya was born on October 22nd, 1970 in Alabama. When she was found in 1997, Tanya was 26 years old and a single mother. She was a U.S. Army veteran, as you see her in her fatigues. She was living in Brooklyn, New York. And at the time, she drove a 1991 Geostorm color black. This is her daughter, Tatiana Marie Dykes. Tatiana Marie Dykes was born March 17, 1995 in Texas. She was a 2-year-old female, and again, the body was discovered along Ocean Parkway in Babylon, Gilgo Beach area. Again, in 2015, she was linked to her mother through DNA analysis. This is both of them as they appeared back then.
Show us. Sam, do you want to try to pull those pictures?
As the DA said, now we're asking for your help to get the word out to the public in our continued efforts to seek justice for Tanya and Tatiana.
Thank you.
Please take a look at these photos. This is how they are in 1997. The next photos I'll show you is the jewelry that they were both wearing at the time their bodies were found. Also, the vehicle I mentioned that is similar to the one that Tanya owned. This is Tanya's jewelry. These are bracelets that she was wearing at the time.
I'm going to pause it for a moment to grab this picture. I'm going to pause it for a moment to grab this picture. Pause it for a moment to grab this picture. 1 second. Thank you.
This is Tatiana's jewelry, a pair of earrings and a necklace. The aspects are front and side views of them. It's not multiple earrings, it's just the one pair. This is a Geostorm that's similar to the car that Tanya owned and drove in 1997. Obviously, this is not the actual car.
Yeah.
This is all the above photos you just saw.
I'm happy too, but I still feel like I'm going to cry.
We now ask you again for the public's help. Please share any interactions you may have had with Tanya and Tatiana. Through our investigation, we've learned a lot about them, and as the DA says, we always want to learn more. More about Tanya Denise Jackson. There's some further information that might help people in the public to recall an encounter with her. Again, she was born October 22nd, 1970 in Alabama. She's also associated with Georgia, Texas, and Missouri. She's a U.S. Army veteran. In 1997, she was living at 230 54th Street in Brooklyn, New York. She was possibly employed at a doctor's office in a medical assistant capacity while living in Brooklyn. While she would go to work, it's reported to us that there might have been a female friend or neighbor who would watch the baby when she went to work. Tanya drove the 91 Geostorm. Tanya served honorably in the U.S. Army from July of 1993 to February of 1995 in the following military installations: Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas; Fort Gordon in Augusta, Georgia, Fort Leonard Wood in the Missouri Ozarks. Anybody who's in the military that might have served with her and remembers her, please get in contact with us. Did you serve with her in the military? Were you a neighbor or co-worker during her time here in Brooklyn? Maybe you saw them at a medical appointment where she worked, or were her friend. We want to hear from you. Now, although Tanya and Tatiana have commonly been linked to the Gilgo Beach serial killings because the timing and locations of their recovered remains, we are not discounting the possibility that their cases are unrelated from that investigation. Speculation and theories by people on the internet should not be brought into this. As this investigation moves forward, we will continue to work closely with all our law enforcement, local and federal agencies to move forward, including Suffolk County. We'd like to thank all the agencies for all their help, for being here today, for ensuring that we could get to this point. This has been a culmination of a lot of work, as the district attorney said, from many different people over the years, retired detectives that still show interest to call and tell us about things. We never gave up on striving for justice for either Tanya or Tatiana, and we will not. But we know there's more work to be done, and we're determined to find the reasons and circumstances that led to their untimely deaths. If you have any information, please reach out to us directly or through the Crime Stoppers number you will see soon. In conclusion, there's some people we'd like to thank. First of all, we'd like to thank the Crime Stoppers Board for their generosity of increasing the reward to $25,000. Next, a special thanks to the Nassau County crime victims and Douglas Matthey of Horton Matthey Funeral Home in Greenport, New York. Through their time and generosity, they helped us to make it possible to reunite Tanya and Tatiana and have them laid to rest back home in Alabama with their family in full military honors. Again, this is Tanya and Tatiana. We will not discuss evidence. We will not discuss suspects. We will not discuss any facts of this case. We're just giving information at this time and seeking feedback and information of people that knew them. But I will open it up to questions.
When did you identify them?
So, back in 2020, we gave our DNA sample to the FBI. They started their work, which was long and tedious. Their researchers, if you knew how much it took, it's incredible the work that they put in. In 2022, I believe they came up with an identification they believe might be the two. In 23, we had a meeting with the FBI where they revealed their information to us, and we immediately started traveling to gather DNA samples, interview the family, and in early 24, we positively identified them as Tanya and Tatiana.
Have you identified the father of the child?
We have identified the father, we have spoken to him, and he's been cooperative.
Is he considered a person of interest?
I wouldn't even say that, if it's true.
Binks, stop it.
She did not. So, she was, Tanya's relationship with a lot of people, unfortunately, was estranged. Even her family, she was estranged from. So there came a long time when she wasn't reported missing by people. And she was traveling with the military and such, so it made it,
Yeah.
that made it possible for that to happen.
I guess the father and Tanya were not living together because it's so close. Like,
This is about 2 of the victims that were found in Gilgo Beach.
We had 27
Peaches and her daughter.
in needs of the
We now have a
investigation
name.
that we would hold that information until we talked to the family, settled their remains.
Tanya Jackson and baby Tatiana.
Within the last month or two.
Could you tell us exactly where
You guys, stop it.
exactly where she was located?
Who were you speaking to?
Peaches and Armand.
Peach's torso was found in Hempstead Lake Park in Lakeview, and the toddler was found in the easternmost
Wilby,
point
yeah.
of Busham Park, right?
Thank you, everyone. We're going to have a press release going out with their names within the hour.
Thank you.
Thank you. Will the
Thank you.
photos be included in the press release?
So there you guys have it. 2 victims that have a name after so many years. It's bittersweet. But at least now they can be buried with their names. Sorry, it just hits harder when you see their faces, you know, and now that they have names, it's just... It's just harder, you know. For so long, she was just Peaches. It does humanize them. It's just... I get really emotional because I've been really invested in this case, and it always bothered me that there was not a name for Tatiana and that there was not a name for Tanya. It's just, yeah. But to know that Tatiana's father never even reported them missing, you gotta wonder if it was... He said no, that he's not a suspect, but he never even reported his baby girl missing, or her mother. Okay, guys, I just wanted to bring this press conference to you, and these names. I gotta put a video together now. But we'll try to be back for Stefan's court appearance. That's my question, Mandy. That's my question. That's why when he said that they weren't a suspect, I don't understand that. Yes, they did. She was estranged from everybody. But she was in the army. She served our country, and she was discarded like trash in different locations. Absolutely, sugar. Alright, guys, I'm gonna end this here, and I'll put this up on the YouTube after. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye, guys.